What's up, everyone? Welcome to Daily Flip 16. Actually currently at the auction, being looked at strangely by lots of people that work here because I'm carrying around a contraption. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like. I just had to set this up, put my mic on, what you see right here. Got a man bag, which I'm not a fan of carrying a bag, but you see, if you can see in the reflection there, well, maybe you can't, there you go. We've got the receiver for the mic here, the phone, so they have no idea what's going on because most people don't walk around with a camera. But that has nothing to do with this episode. What I'm doing at the auction right now is looking at a vehicle. I've got one that I'm interested in tomorrow. I also have this thing is, anyway, it's been raining off and on. Didn't want to get poured on with a camera. This is the worst umbrella ever. I found this in a car. I need to buy black one or something. It's got comics. I guess if you were bored, you could read your umbrella. I don't know. So put the bag under my arm. I'm here to look at a vehicle potentially for my wife to drive for a little while. A while back, she drove a Porsche Cayenne. She really liked said Cayenne. We got rid of it. And there's one that's here running tomorrow. I'm looking for, I think it's C114. The way they organize the cars are by lane. So you've got lane, this is lane A, if you see on the windshield here, if you can read that. You've got lane B in the middle and then lane C further over. I feel like I have T-Rex arms pointing because I can't pick them up because of the umbrella. Anyway, so I'm going to look at this car. She had a 2004. This is a 2005. Something fancy. I mean, it's nothing expensive. I'm not a fan of debt, so I'm not going to do a loan on the car that I buy. We're not fancy. We don't spend $20,000, $30,000 on cars. Just a side note, when you do see the people, I don't know, some people in the car flip industry I've seen, people that are running these online ads, standing in front of Lamborghinis and whatnot, they're usually renting those cars, trying to get you to buy something because they want you to think they're fancy. I'm not fancy, so I'm looking to spend around $6,000 on this car, but it will look nice and it will look fancy, I guess, I don't know. So we're going to try to find C114. I'm saying that and I'm in the wrong lane. We're gonna walk over to C. I'm in A. So this is not the biggest auction. This auction is about 450 to 500 cars that run weekly. The bigger auctions are 2,000, 3,000 cars weekly. Actually, I'm seeing it up ahead. If you see the silver car on the end there. So this is the turbo version. The one we had before was it was the V8, but it was not the turbo. It had 345 horsepower. This is supposed to have 450. So my wife likes them, and if it goes reasonable enough, it'd be fun for me to drive too because I've not done the turbo version, as you can see here. So of course we've got dual exhaust. First thing I do when I'm at the auction is that I walk around the car to make sure the body is what I think it's supposed to be. There are pictures posted at auction, but you see it as I'm walking around it. Looked to be in the pictures to be in decent shape. It showed a few imperfections online. I think it may have been the rear bumper. When it's wet like this, it's not the best time to be looking at a car because scratches and things are hidden because of the water. But overall, it looks decent. As you can see here, my mic is falling down. 2005, 116,000 miles. I'm gonna look inside. The interior looks to be decent. It's actually in better shape than the last one we had. The leather was worn on our last one, so we got black leather, sunroof. We have an aftermarket radio somebody's put in, which looks nice, but a lot of times, we'll see, maybe it's a nicer one. The one we had, or I have had in the past, hasn't been the best because they can be clunky, but maybe it's a nicer one. The ones with the Garmin maps are decent, but there shouldn't be a third row. There is not. Seats are in decent shape. Seems to be clean. Back is in okay shape. Not sure what these are actually. A shock of some sort. Let me see if we're still recording. It's telling me I have a low battery. That's scary. Hopefully we don't die. I'm really not sure exactly what this is. I know some things when it comes to mechanics, but I've never seen that tiny of a shock, so I guess we'll find out. Otherwise, looks to be all right. I'm gonna drive it, and I'll probably regroup with all you guys back at my dealership, let you know what I saw, and otherwise we'll go from there. I'll see you at the car lot. Okay, so we're not gonna get the car lot yet, and the sound's probably horrible because I don't have my mic on, but I thought this was cool, and I sat down inside of it. This is a limo that's at the car lot, or not at the car lot, at the auction tomorrow. Probably not gonna buy it, but I just thought it was cool. Got, this is a 1999, so they've got, I don't know what this is, some stuff up in the ceiling. This is probably before they had the flip down stuff. I thought that was going to be a DVD, but it's just a mirror. So, hello. Anyway, I'm going to hop out. I'm going to head back to the car lot. Actually, no, there's the TV. Okay, I thought there would be one. We got a TV right there. So, yeah, this will be fun. Got a little place for ice. I totally need this. This would be amazing to drop my kids off at school. Just have like a family vehicle. We could put 3 kids, so they can all sit up there. We have 3 extra seats, 2 up front. Oh, it's even got the sliding thing. I'm going to show you this. Oh, that's really cool. Now I want this. We got the sliding glass thing that comes up right here. This little deal here. So, anyway, for what that's worth, we're inside a limo. And I'm about to hop out and look like a crazy person sitting inside the limo. But I'll see you guys at the car lot, and I'll tell you about the Porsche. All right, so we're back at the car lot right now. Actually, I've been here for a couple hours. Got back, somebody was wanting to look at a vehicle. They're actually gone. They've been gone for a while. They should be back any minute. That's actually their Nissan Rogue, I think, right over there. They've been gone long enough where either they've stolen my vehicle or they're going to hopefully come back with a check from a bank. So I'm hoping the second is the case there. If not, they left their car. So they've got to come back, I guess. Someone actually just pulled out. We sold a 2004 GMC Sierra. You probably saw that go out a couple days ago. The one the fan was in backwards. A couple episodes back, you hear me talk about that. So that one's gone. We did really well on that one. Off the top of my head, we made over 3,000 on that one. I'd have to get the exact numbers. We might actually do a template on that one later to show what exactly we made. So that was a very good sale. Great way to finish a rainy Thursday. This other one is a Outlook. Actually, the Saturn Outlook, we did a template video on that. I think episode... Oh man, I'm wrong. We'll put a link above to the episode that occurred and that we did the walk around on that. If it sells, we'll finish up the numbers on that tomorrow, let you know what it actually sold for. Otherwise, the Porsche was nice. The inside was clean, you saw that. The outside looked like it was in good shape. It had been cleared, the readiness monitors had been cleared. I took my scanner with me. This is the one I used. Right here, we'll put a link if you don't have one. This is a great one. This is a Autel Maxi Diag Elite. Most of our troubleshooting with check engine lights are done on that. You can check engine, transmission, ABS, and airbag codes, which is very handy. So I did a scan of everything. There was one transmission code that was stored that was for an input speed turbine something. Sounds really scary. It drove fine. The transmission felt okay, so I'm not incredibly worried about that. I don't think it's going to cause an issue because the transmission felt good, but we'll see. All in all, it'd have to go for a pretty good price for me to really want to jump on it. The only other thing that I found, what was it? There was one other thing, and I forget what it was. The exhaust, when you crank the car, there was a little bit of smoke out the exhaust to begin with, which is probably some type of an internal oil leak, valve seals or something are leaking. The last one we had did that a little bit. It's not the, I mean, you don't want that to happen, but once I drove it a little bit, it was fine. It probably hadn't been started in a week, so we can deal with that potentially. Otherwise, if you watched, I was holding up those little spring things, like what in the world is this? I actually got looking a little closer, and on the side of it, it said what they were, making sure my people weren't pulling in here. Those are actually springs for the rear lift gate. There are no exposed shocks on the back. They're inside, so it actually is a shock for the rear lift gate, if you can believe it or not. So I learned something today. So we'll see. I was expecting and wanting to pay if it went for $6,500 or so. I figured that would be a good price. The last one I had sold for $8,500, and it was older, had more miles. This is the turbo, it's nicer. So she should be able to drive it for a while. We should just sell it and make a good profit, but I would love to pay $5,500 for that one. I don't know that it's gonna go for that. I'll let you know tomorrow, and tomorrow's daily flip, I'll fill you in. We're gonna be watching that online tomorrow. I'm not gonna go out and stand in the line for just one car, so I'll let you know how that goes. Otherwise, we'll also fill you in on this Outlook, this Saturn Outlook deal. If it was stolen, I guess I'll tell you that tomorrow. We'll find out. Otherwise, one other thing I was going to talk about. and the catalytic converter, that's what I was going to talk about. Yannick, the computer man who was not here on Tuesday, making it up at the end of the week. This is a catalytic converter, if you can see that. This lovely shipping packaging. It actually came in the mail like this. It's wrapped up with bubble wrap, and we got our, I guess, printed priority mail 2-day label there. Some folks in episode 10 or 11, if you check the comments, and some of those were asking about what kind of catalytic converters I generally use. Normally for me it's direct fit, and the reason being is this could definitely be cut and welded. I should have taken it out of the wrapping, I guess, but this portion where my hand is, this is the actual catalytic converter. So if it was going to be cut and welded, we'd have to cut it where my finger is up here, cut it below where my finger is there, put in the new cat, and then weld around. Actually, I think it's Kevin that had commented. He uses a band clamp, or has used band clamps in the past. You can do that. That'll definitely work. For me, I paid 115 bucks for this, which means all I have to do is unbolt. Looks like 2 bolts at the top. You can kind of see where it flares out there. And on the bottom, this is actually a clamp assembly, I believe, which it comes with. You can't see it, but if you see, this looks kind of like a U. You've got bolts here and here, so this will bolt in and this will clamp together to hold it tight. 115 bucks for that. You unbolt it, reclamp it, you're done. You could come out maybe cheaper if you wanted to do the welding yourself, but for 115 bucks, you can't really go wrong. I bought that on eBay. eBay and Amazon, I kind of go back and forth on whoever's cheaper. I rarely ever buy one from Advanced Auto Parts or O'Reilly's, or you fill in the blank, automotive repair or parts store, because they're usually 3 times as much. I've had good luck with these. There's only been one that I've had trouble with that hasn't worked. That's been for a Chevy Traverse, actually twice. So I don't know if it was who I bought it from, or if those are just very sensitive, but we had some on eBay that just didn't work out. We had to buy the MagnaFlow from Advance for it to work on that specific one. But eBay, Amazon can save you a lot of money. So we'll post links below for the scanner. We'll put a link to the video that was about something that I'm now forgetting what it was. We'll go back and check. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of the day. I will fill you in tomorrow what happens with the Porsche in the morning, and then what happens with our Outlook this afternoon. We'll see you in the next video.